Just me today. I'm going to explain all that in a second. Thanks, everybody. If you're watching live, you don't exist because it says I have 0 viewers. I'm springing this unannounced on people. But yeah, it's Independence Day holiday. So, like I said, explain all that in a second. Here we go. This is the Daily Tech News Show for Monday, July 4th, 2016. I'm Tom Merritt. Just me today. It is the Independence Day holiday here in the United States. So everybody else has the day off. I'm getting this thing in early. It'll be a shortened show. Those of you who've been following the show for quite a long time, you understand that usually on holidays here, we do a headlines-only show. That's going to change slightly in the future because I have something to announce that many of you already know. If you're patrons, you've probably been alerted to it through our Patreon. If you are someone who has noticed a weird headline show up in your feed, you may have figured it out that way, or maybe you've seen it on the site. We've been doing a slow ramp up in beta of the Daily Tech headlines. Now, that is not a replacement for Daily Tech News Show. Daily Tech News Show is going to continue to do what it has been doing. It is an added show that will give you all the tech headlines of the day in less than 10 minutes. This is for people who have been unsubscribing to Daily Tech News Show because they say, it's just too long, I can't keep up with it. It's also for people who continue to subscribe to Daily Tech News Show, but feel like they fall behind if they can't listen to the full show every day. This is a way for you to play catch up real quickly. And Daily Tech News Show has always been focused on the good discussions of the co-hosts that I have, and it will continue to do so. So it's just another option for you. And some of you, a couple of you have said, well, I don't think you should do it. It's too much demands on your time. I can't explain exactly even to myself why this is true, but in the month that I have been doing this in beta, doing Daily Tech headlines actually makes it easier for me to do the Daily Tech News Show because I don't feel like I'm preparing for 2 shows at once later on in the day. So it works for me. It gets you an extra show. If you are interested in subscribing, go to dailytechnewsshow.com/DTH feed. That will get you the exact RSS feed to put into your podcast app of choice. You can search for it. I know it's there in iTunes already if you want to subscribe to it through the iTunes mechanism. You can also go to dailytechnewsshow.com/subscribe, and there'll be links to it there as well. It is an audio-only show. It's not live, but it is designed to provide you a short version of everything you need to know about tech news each and every day. There's one there today, and hence the conundrum for these headlines-only shows. I know many of you will not subscribe to both, but some of you will, and in those cases, I don't want to give you too much duplication. So in the future, these holiday shows, we're going to be trying out some new things. Maybe we'll do an all-email show. Maybe we'll do a single-topic evergreen show. We'll decide that in the future, and we're open to suggestions. Feedback at dailytechnewsshow.com. For the last time, though, we're going to do a duplicative show. Those of you already subscribing to Daily Tech Headlines, my apologies if some of this information is duplicated, but the idea here is to give you kind of a slow transition to Daily Tech Headlines, and I'm going to do these headlines a little bit differently than I do in the new headline show. In the new headline show, it's very straight ahead. There is a little bit of context given here and there, a little bit of commentary given, but it's mostly designed to here are the facts, here are the things you need to know, and there'll be show notes for those as well. This is what we're going to do today, a little looser look at the same headlines, and here we go. So Celebgate 2014, you remember that? That was when a couple guys, were phishing into celebrities' accounts and getting into their Gmail, getting into their iCloud, and mostly it was about finding nude photos of celebrities and posting them online. Edward Majerchik has pleaded guilty to violations of the U.S. Computer Fraud and Abuse Act in relation to Celebgate. Ryan Collins pleaded guilty to similar charges back in March. Collins got an 18-year prison term. They haven't sentenced Majerchik yet. He could get up to 5 years. My guess is he'll get something closer to what Collins says he got here. The one thing they haven't done is linked these 2 hackers to the publication of the photos. They have evidence that they conducted the phishing scam, but they don't have evidence that they're the ones who released them online, so they can't get them on that. Big Controversial statements from Public Security Minister Gilad Erdan from Israel over the weekend, calling Facebook a monster. They have been having lots of online abusive posts, and they are linking them to troubles happening in the streets. Government claims ongoing street attacks are fueled by these posts and says Facebook is not doing enough to help them. Facebook says, look, we work closely with the government to try to combat these sorts of things, but we have to balance it against free speech. And the Israeli government is drafting legislation to order social networks to remove certain content. A little BlackBerry snafu is happening. The U.S. Senate last week sent out a note saying, yeah, BlackBerry's not making BlackBerry OS X devices anymore. So here's your options. You can get Galaxy S6 on Verizon without having to have an upgrade status. In other words, if you're not quite through with your BlackBerry, Verizon says they'll waive the upgrade requirement and give you that S6 right away. They have something called the technology catalog. A lot of companies do this too, where you can go and say, oh, I need a new phone. These are the ones that are approved. I can order it through my IT department. So they've added the iPhone SE to that technology catalog as well, although you don't get your upgrade requirement waived if you want that one. I don't think BlackBerry has confirmed that they're never making another BlackBerry OS X device again, but they are making Android devices, and VentureBeat has sources that tell it there are 3 more coming out within the next year. A 5.2-inch one codenamed Neon is expected either this month or next. The 5.5-inch Argon, or that's its code name, that one is a little bit bigger and has USB-C. That's expected around October. And then a physical keyboard one, because, you know, BlackBerry. Everybody loves BlackBerry for their physical keyboard. There's one coming out called the Mercury. That one's only got a 4.5-inch screen to make room for the keyboard, and it is expected in Q1 2017. Again, these are all sources, not official announcements. Independent security researcher Gal Binyami posted Thursday about a method, actually several methods, to extract security keys for full disk encryption from Android devices using Qualcomm processors. It's a particular implementation of something called the trust zone that he's exploiting. They store the encryption keys in software, which means he was able to get in there and pull them out, and then he could put them on a server cluster, an FPGA, or a supercomputer and crack them. It's not something likely to happen, but it is something that could happen. And it is especially something if you're worried about security in this day and age and the government getting hold of a phone. They might be able to crack a phone using this system. Google and Qualcomm have both issued patches. The trouble is, not every manufacturer has passed along those patches. Remember, manufacturers control Android updates. So if you're not getting stock Android directly from Google, you may not be able to get the patch yet. And if your enterprise is working with manufacturers on this, that might delay it even more. So it is something to be aware of. Microsoft announced Xbox Play Anywhere is launched on September 13th. That's the system that will allow you to buy a game either on the Xbox or Windows and be able to play it on the other automatically. There's only 12 games eligible at launch, and you'll have to have the Windows 10 anniversary update. Don't forget that's coming August 2nd. You'll also have to have the new summer update on the Xbox One. By the way, that free upgrade to Windows 10 ends July 29th, a couple days before the anniversary update comes. Microsoft's gone to a full screen alert now for that. It's actually a little bit better because you can't red X out of it accidentally, even though they've fixed that pop-up. But the new full screen alert says you have 2 options with buttons. One of them is upgrade now. The other is remind me later. Those make sense. Now, if you don't want to be notified again, there is an update for that. It's down in the bottom lower left, and it's kind of light purpled out, so it's a little bit harder to see. You can click do not notify me again, and that'll be the end of it. Or you can choose notify me 3 more times, because who wouldn't want to be bugged 3 more times? And I wonder if you get notified 3 more times, will those also have notify me 3 more times? And will you be able to just, never mind. Japan's Nuance is trying to raise $725,000 on Kickstarter to launch a Windows phone worldwide, the Nuance Neo. That's the one that has removable backplates. We found out about it in January. Wood, ostrich feather. Who doesn't want those on the back of their phone? List price is going to be $400. You can get them at this recording around $270, but those are going fast, and they have other levels that slowly increase the price closer to $400 as they go along. But, you know, it's a 720p phone. It's a little bit thicker than the phones we're used to these days, but it's got a lot of people interested. Supersonic car Bloodhound SSC is back. They got their funding together. They're going to have to delay. No longer is it going to be May 2017. They're going to go to break the 1997 record of 763 miles per hour in South Africa in October of 2017. RAF Wing Commander Andy Green is going to be driving this thing. It has a jet engine from an RAF Eurofighter Typhoon, particularly the Rolls-Royce EJ2000 jet engine, a cluster of Nammo hybrid rockets, and a supercharged Jaguar V8 in there. So it's powerful, and they think they can do it. Associated Press is using bots to write their minor league baseball stories now. It's software called Wordsmith from Automated Insights. They've been doing this for earnings reports. You may have heard about that. They also do it for some college sports as well. But this will be 142 minor league baseball teams across 13 leagues. That's a lot of baseball teams across a lot of leagues, and they are, suffice to say, of lower interest than Major League Baseball teams. So it doesn't make financial sense for AP to assign a beat reporter every one of these minor league baseball teams. So they're using the bots. They'll get the data from MLB Advanced Media within minutes of the game ending. The bot will be able to, and I don't know if bot is actually the correct word. It may not be a full-on bot, but the software, the automated software, will crank out a natural language story using those stats to tell you who won, who did what significant batting statistics, etc. The United Nations passed a non-binding resolution on Friday condemning countries who intentionally disrupt internet access. If you don't know, Access Now estimates there were 15 of these intentional disruptions last year, and there already have been 20 in 2016. The resolution was passed by consensus. It's non-binding, but it's the kind of thing that puts pressure on governments. So some governments were resistant to this. India, South Africa, Russia, China, and Saudi Arabia all voted against it or opposed it. And then I mentioned this in the headline show because it's interesting. It's newsy today because Microsoft is providing funding for it. Effort in the Philippines called Wi-Fi Interactive Networks does a cool thing where it actually goes into, say, a convenience store or a bar and installs a Wi-Fi access point, gives free access with a code. Now, the way you get the code is to buy certain brands of drinks or shampoo or something like that, and you get free access to the Wi-Fi. It's meant to help out people who don't have general data access, get a little data access, and then create some brand loyalty, etc. The first partner was San Miguel. Apparently, that is the Philippines' largest beer maker. That was back in 2015. They now have 41 hotspots, 34 in Manila, the rest elsewhere on the same island, Luzon. And Microsoft is providing funding so that they can build internet connectivity to broadcast, I think wireless activity, to broadcast into areas where there isn't access already. So right now they can only go to a convenience store that has access to a DSL or cable installation. But now they could go to a convenience store like, I can't even get internet here. They can actually provide internet there, put in the hotspot, and start selling the codes. Thanks to everybody who participates in our subreddit. Submit stories and vote on them at dailytechnewsshow.reddit.com. Again, thank you to everyone who makes the show possible. Because of your willingness to help, we are able to not only do this show, and I am committed to always putting something out even on the holidays, but also provide the Daily Tech headlines to help you keep caught up. And hopefully more people will take advantage of that. Please subscribe, give it a shot, see if it's something you like. It doesn't take very much time every day. Spread the word about both shows if you would, and let people know that we exist and we are here for you. We don't take sponsorship. We have more than 4,000 people providing the support, and you can be one of them. Patreon.com/DTNS. Thank you so much. Our email address is feedback@dailytechnewsshow.com. You can call us, 512-59-DAILY. Catch the show live, usually Monday through Friday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, at alphageekradio.com and diamondclub.tv. And our website is dailytechnewsshow.com. Special virtual reality episode of DTNS hosted by Patrick Bejo tomorrow. See you then.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Get more at frogpants.com.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Hey, thanks video people for watching. We'll see you with a regular show tomorrow.